There's a growing emergence of blockchain technologies. One expert says not only do they influence finance or money-related transactions, but also have a huge impact on how countries are governed and even vote. Director of Mann Made, Mann, is joining us now to talk a little bit about that. Mick, thanks so much for your time today. We hear so much about cryptocurrencies. We hear a little bit about blockchain, which really is actually the foundation for how cryptocurrencies work, right? So just give us a sense of what blockchain actually is.
Well, Siki, it's great to be here. And well, blockchain is an incredible technology protocol that's been created that is going to make trust obsolete.
Okay.
Because if you think about just think about the impact it's going to have on our lives. We live on this idea in our industries, on this idea based on trust. Yeah. On implicit trust, our trust that we can make a transaction together, or our trust that your 100 Rand is worth something, or explicit trust, where I trust that by paying you, I'm establishing a sense of trust.
Okay.
Now, blockchain is this trustless system, this peer-to-peer trustless system, where if you think about a database, and if you think about adding information to that database like we do currently, what happens with the blockchain is that every time you put new information on that database, which we call a ledger, it's like creating a new hash. It creates this unique hash, which is a digital fingerprint.
Okay.
And what happens when that digital fingerprint is created, now you add another transaction to the blockchain, it creates a new fingerprint, and it links them together. Okay. And it's all backed up by this complex math, this cryptography, which encrypts it. And now these two blocks become a chain, and the new block has all the information from the old block.
Okay.
And you can't break the chain, because this chain is shared across lots and lots of different users. And if you break the chain, all the different users can verify that there's something that's happened in the chain.
Right. And hence the trust.
Hence the trust.
Because you've got all of these other eyes.
Yes.
Now, I can see how that works with money, right, and finances, because even when internet banking started, people didn't trust putting their credit card details on the net because you didn't know what was going to happen with your information. But how do you apply this then in other industries or even in politics and voting?
Well, what's really exciting is that we're going to see an explosion of blockchain applications coming into the world, where in terms of for voting, now what they did in Sierra Leone is they did a proof of concept, this company called Agora, where they got people to, they ran alongside with the actual voting, this blockchain voting, and what happened is that it was completely transparent, and every vote creates a new block in the chain, which can't be broken, and they shared live results of the voting using this proof of concept. Now, in terms of solving the problem of corruption with a country like Sierra Leone, where it is very contentious, this is a way to show that it's completely transparent. Everyone has access to viewing the votes and can see the votes in real time.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to collude. And as I said before, it's going to be very hard for guys to mess with those votes. And the other thing the blockchain does is it solves the double spending problem.
Okay.
So if you think about it in digital information, if I have a photo and I share it with you, and then I'll go and I share the photo with Yolanda over there, you both have the same photo, and you can't prove who owns the photo. But now with the blockchain, you can prove who owns a photo.
And where it originated
And where it originated from.
Okay.
So similarly with voting, we'll have that access to knowing who made the votes and how many votes were made.
Where on its evolution journey would you say blockchain is? Would you use the analogy of the evolution of the internet, from where it began to where it is now?
Absolutely. I'll say a lot of people are comparing it to the internet. And if you look at, there's a famous video that I watched about a TV host talking about the internet in 1994.
Yeah.
And they were like, what is this @ what does it mean, .com?
Yeah.
And there was a lot of naysayers. And I believe that that blockchain technology is in the same situation, where there's a lot of deception around the growth.
Okay.
And as we say at Singularity University, where all technology goes through the 6 Ds. It becomes digitized, then it goes through this deceptive growth, where it sort of muddies the waters.
Yeah.
You can't see what's going to happen, and then it disrupts. After the deception, it disrupts, and after it disrupts, it dematerializes, it demonetizes, and it democratizes. So we're currently in the deception phase, and the blockchain technology is going to build out, and it's going to disrupt.
All right, we'll leave it there. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much.
Today, Director of Mann Made, Mann.